In this session, we are going to see about best path selection in Ospf. Okay, we are going to see this in the described topology over here. We have four routers, R1 and R2, R3 and R4. Okay, so what is the connectivity which is being described here is every routers, that is R2, R3 and R4, all the three routers have a loopback interface of 1.1.1.1/32. All the three routers have a same IP with the same subnet mask. So what happens is, if we are trying to reach from R1, in order to reach this loopback IP, it has to reach either one of these routers, either R2, R3 or R4. It should have to reach at least any one of them. Not all of them will be reachable. So in order to show you how the Ospf chooses its best path, I have described it in three different ways, or configured it in three different ways. For this loopback IP 1.1.1.1/32, which has an area ID of 0, and this area and this R1 area remains the same. That is, in R1, if you look at a configuration part, all the interfaces belongs to the same area 0. Okay, but in R2, this 1.1.1.1/32 belongs to area 0. While in case of R3, if you look, the same IP address which belongs to a different area. Here it is being described as area 1. While in case of R4, which doesn't belongs to a Ospf network, that is, its origin is not a Ospf, but it is being redistributed into Ospf by using a redistributed connected subnet commands. Okay, so we have three different scenarios over here: R2 and R3 and R4, and R2 which uses the same area. That means we compare it with R1. So R1 and R2 belongs to the same area, that is, R2's loopback IP and R1 belongs to the same area, and R3's loopback address and R1 belongs to a different area, but both are Ospf origin protocols. And R4, which has the same IP address but which is being redistributed into Ospf. Okay, so this is our topology, and this is what we are going to look over here. All right, so this is R1 router. I have configured the IP address, pre-configured the IP address for all the routers. Let's check it. It's R1, and I'll show you the Ospf configuration. I have advertised every interfaces or every networks in this R1 router with the area 0. All right, next is R2. R2, I have only one interface and another is a loopback interface. So this is the interface and another one is a loopback IP address. If you look at the Ospf configuration over here, you can see this network belongs to area 0. It has to be area 0 since if two different areas connected to the same network interface, it will not form neighborship. That is, if this interface and this interface belongs to different areas, it will not form a neighborship. So obviously, this interface, all the router interfaces, that is fast Ethernet 0 of R2, R3 and R4, all belongs to area 0, since the other end connectivity of R1 belongs to area 0. Okay. So here 1.1.1.1 network is also area 0, as I mentioned here for R2 router. Okay. Next is R3. Okay. So in R3, you can check it as Right. So 13.0, that is a physical interface, belongs to area 0. While here, this is network. Okay. I need to change this. Okay, I'll change it to 1.1.1.1, and then it has to be area 1. Okay. So we have changed this. We will check it once. Right. So now 1.1.1.1 belongs to a different area. Next we move on to R4 router. Right. So R4 router, I haven't configured a loopback interface. No issues. So we are going to create a loopback interface over here with a IP address of 1.1.1.1/32. Now we check it with Ospf protocol. So here what I have done is I just redistributed the connected subnets. So which means I haven't manually advertised 1.1.1.1/32 in terms of Ospf. I am redistributing, that is a connected networks. What are all the interfaces in the router that will be converted to Ospf? That's what this meaning is about. With the subnet mask of /32. That is what a subnet over here. Or else it will choose a default subnet mask, that is for class A, B and C. According to the classes, it chooses its subnet mask in order to advertise the network. Alright. Okay. Now come to R1. We just save the configuration. Okay. So now as per the topology, by default all the three routers will have 1.1.1.1/32 networks. So in the routing table, which path it chooses, we need to confirm. You can see it chooses a path of 192.168.12.2. So what is it? It belongs to area 0 for this network. Okay. So what about other network? Whether it is learning or not, you can confirm it by using show IP Ospf database. Okay. So here you can check it for you can check the information for different area, that is 1.1.1.1, and for type 5, which is 1.1.1.1 for type 5 LAC, which is a redistributed network. And at the same time you can check it for a different area, that is a summary AAC. So you can check this information also over here. Right. So the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the distance value, which is the AD value for every routers. Not for every router, for every interfaces. That means what I'm saying is we are trying to convert a different route, that is an inter-area, intra-area and then external routes AD value in R1 router. Okay. So first priority has to be given for Ospf. The higher priority will be given to intra-area routes. First, higher priority will be given to intra-area routes irrespective of AD values. Whatever be the AD value, it don't see. It sees intra-area routes as a higher priority. Next is inter-area routes. Next is external routes. Okay, so this is the order the Ospf follows. So what these three are difference: the intra-area routes, which has its own area. That is, if you are having an area 0 as your network, the same area 0 will be given. If it receives the information with the same area 0, it means it's a own area, that is the intra-area routes. So for each and every intra-area routes, we will see the information of O in the routing table. That is a ID code will be 0. This is said to be as intra-area routes. Why? In case of inter-area routes, if you look means you will get an information of OIA, which means Ospf inter-area routes. This is what a difference between intra and inter-area, which is being given from a different area. It will be mentioned in terms of OIA. Next is the external routes. External routes will be given in terms of OE2. So O is a Ospf and external type 2. So there are two types of routes, type 1 and type 2, which we will discuss it in a different session. So by default it chooses a type 2. Okay. Other than this, there is another one area which is said to be as a stub and not so stub area, which will be described in ON2. So if you are having a stub area in your network, then it will be given the next priority order. That will be as NSSA routes with the OID of ON2. Right, but in this session we are going to see only about these three informations, not about NSSA routes. We will have a brief session about NSSA in a different video. Alright, so this is what we are going to see about. First priority will be always given to intra-area routes. The second priority will be given to inter-area routes, and the third priority will be given to the external routes, that is redistributed routes. Okay. So this is the R2 is a router which has intra-area routes. Okay, now I'm going to shut the interface of loopback interface. Loopback 0. I'm going to shut it down. Before shutting, I'll just make sure show IP route Ospf. Okay, it has been learning it via 12.2 with the interface of fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay. Once I shut down, now you can see it has been learning it via 13.3 as a next hop with an interface of fast Ethernet 0/1. And another notification you need to see here is OIA. As I mentioned here, it's OIA, which is for inter-area routes. So which is second given higher priority as compared to the intra-area routes. Okay, so once it is down, it is being given the next higher priority. You can see here both are having a same AD value. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the inter-area routes loopback, that is the R3's loopback interface. Okay, once I shut down, we can check it here as 192.168.14.4 as a next hop with a fast Ethernet of 1/0. Okay, but you can also see it over here as OE2. It's not IA, it's E2, which is a external area type 2. So this is what difference is between the codes, that is OIA and OE2. Okay, so now I'm going to unshut all the interfaces to make sure everything is fine. Okay. Now the traffic moves on via router R2. Now the next step is we are going to change the AD value for each and every routes. That is, it may be a inter-area routes or intra-area routes, or it even be a external routes. We are going to change it and check whether the Ospf is being advised or is being influenced by the AD value or not. Okay. Now what we are going to change, I will just make a note of over here. For inter-area routes, we are going to give a AD value of 200. For inter-area routes, next is inter-area routes, we are going to give a AD value of 150, and for external routes, we are going to give a AD value of 100. Okay, so this is what we are going to change in the routers, and by default, how AD value works is that lower the AD value is being preferred as compared to the higher value. Here in this case, the higher value is 200. Since a lower value is being preferred, it needs to send the traffic via 100, but it will not. It will send it only via inter-area routes as compared to that of external routes. The reason is Ospf don't care about AD value when it sees the routes or from a different different area type. That is, it may be inter-area or intra-area or external type. First priority will be given to the from where the information is being getting, whether it's my own information, whether it belongs to me, it will be given a higher priority to the inter-area routes. So that's what we are going to look into this session. Okay, so we just changed the AD value for Ospf. Router Ospf 1, and I'm going to change the distance Ospf. So you can see 3 different options over here. Now I'm going to choose intra-area routes. What is the value that we have decided to give for intra-area is, it has to be intra-area. Intra-area is 200. Okay. Next is inter-area is 150 and external is 100. Now I have changed this information. Alright, you can check it here. For Ospf, it is been learning it via 200 with a AD value. But the lower AD value is been given as 100 for external routes. Even being external routes, it will not consider. It will give a higher priority to the its own area routes. So this is how a Ospf works. So what happens is that if we shut this interface, now if I shut the interface, you can see it here. Now it is being changed the AD value of 150 for OIA routes with an extra of 13.3. So this is how it works. So you can even change the AD value now to, now I'm changing this value $100, and for external routes it will be 150. Okay. Now if you check it, means you can see the AD value of 100. It automatically changes to 100 even though I have set it to 150. So AD value doesn't matter in terms of Ospf. If you are getting information from if you're getting same information, that's what it's about. If you're getting the same information from 2 or 3 different areas, that is, it may be a different area, or it may belongs to a same area, or it might be a redistributed network. So it first analyzes from where it gets. So it is from my area, or it belongs to a different area, or it is being given from some other source. So it checks the information, and then based on that only, the next step only, it will check into the AD value. So first priority will be given to the type of network that it comes from. So it helps you to avoid a looping in terms of Ospf. So this is how you need to change the AD value, and you can get a clear idea about how the Ospf chooses its best path as compared to the other routing protocols. It will not influence based on the AD value when it gets the same information from different routers. Sorry, from different ways. Okay, right. So this is what I need to convey. If you have any queries or questions regarding Ospf or anything, just give a comment. Thanks for watching. Until next time.